Hi, I'm Daniel Brown, and I'm the CEO of Myriad Real Estate Group. And today I'm going to talk to you about market predictions for the rest of 2021. Here in Greater Phoenix, the low point of the real estate market, we had only 3,500 homes listed for sale between single-family homes, townhomes, and condos, which is a just ridiculously low amount of supply. Unless you've been living under a rock, most of the country has been facing the same problem. So where we're headed is inventory is now starting to increase. For me, when I'm looking at how many homes are actually listed for sale, I'm only looking at the Greater Phoenix market, not all the ancillary markets around Phoenix or in the mountains. So some of your other realtors and experts will tell you that there's something like 6,500 homes listed for sale, but in all reality, it's probably closer to 5,000 homes for sale right now. So it's only 1,500 off the low, but it is a step in the right direction. So to give you an idea, for the Greater Phoenix area to be in a balanced market, we need anywhere from 3 to 6 months worth of inventory. And what that means is that if we don't list any new homes on the market, we would sell out of homes in 3 to 6 months. That number tends to be around 35 to 36,000 homes. So when you only have 3,500 to 5,000 homes on the market, versus a balanced market where you're supposed to be around 36,000 homes on the market, it really puts all the power in the seller's court. So we've been coming out of a market where buyers have basically been giving sellers everything. They're bidding up the price of homes, they're waiving their appraisals, they're shortening or waiving their inspection periods, they're doing anything they can to get homes, and the competition has been very fierce. The funny thing is that the demand for housing isn't any higher than it really should be. It's just due to the lack of inventory that we've had. Where we're at right now is that we're starting to see that buyer demand finally come down. So there's not as many buyers in the marketplace. I think that part of that has to do with buyers being priced out of the market. So home values have continued to increase, so less buyers can afford homes. And then I think we're starting to see seasonality kick back in for Phoenix. Last year we had zero seasonality. So 2020 was just an abnormal year, as we all know. But if you look at history, every June, July, August, September, the Phoenix real estate market does take a step back. It gets really hot outside, triple digit temperatures. A lot of people take vacations and want to get out of town. So we traditionally see a slowdown this time of year anyway. So I think it's a mixture of buyers leaving the market just due to being frustrated and being priced out, and then seasonality kicking back in. So if you left the market because you were frustrated or you're thinking about entering the market now, this could be a good opportunity because buyers have left, and we are seeing that seasonality kick back in and inventory levels start to go up. And I think that trend is going to continue through the rest of the year and into 2022 and the foreseeable future. I think that we're through the valley or the peak that we saw this spring, and I think that we're going to continue to work towards a more balanced market. It's absolutely going to take time to get there. And so the next question I usually get is, where is the extra inventory going to come from? Well, I think builders are going to eventually catch up. So builders are getting permits all over Greater Phoenix, and the problem with lumber has loosened up. So I think building is finally going to start to catch up to some of that demand. And I think that some of our baby boomers who have been thinking about selling or want to take advantage of these higher prices, who have been kind of retiring in place, I think they're finally going to start listing their homes as well to kind of start downsizing. I don't foresee demand ever dropping. I do believe that there is not shadow inventory, but shadow buyers. So I think that there's a pool of buyers that left the housing market that still want to buy that couldn't. So those people will eventually end up returning to the market. So I think our demand is going to remain at the levels it's at for the foreseeable future as well. From a seller's perspective, it is still a seller's market. Sellers are still in control. They're still getting high prices. But what sellers need to temper their expectations now. They need to realize that it's not going to market, being listed for 2 hours, getting 5 to 10 offers. It's going to take more, 2 days, 2 weeks. It's going to take some time to actually sell your home where it wasn't before. And I don't think that you should have expectations of a line out your door like all of us have seen on the news. I think that as we continue to go forward, the market's just going to start to chill out. I think we're in a cooling phase right now of our real estate market, which is actually a really good thing because everything that was happening just wasn't sustainable in the long term. So this cooling down is definitely needed. No, there's not a crash that's pending. This is a supply problem, not a demand problem. So typically in markets, when there's a demand problem where demand is super high, that usually indicates that there's some sort of crash. This is simply supply. Demand is where it should be for a city of our size. You know, in the peak, it was about 10% above normal, but it's not anywhere above where it's supposed to be based on the population of Phoenix. And so I do not foresee a pending crash coming. I foresee a continuing trend of the market continuing to just cool off. I always think that it's a good idea to invest in real estate, and regardless of what the market's doing, I think that you should do it when it's a right time for you and not pay attention to all the noise. I think mortgage rates are super low. I think one of the best hedges against inflation, which we don't know what inflation is going to do, is physical assets, one of which is real estate. And for me, the quickest path to wealth in our country is through home ownership. You have to live somewhere, so why not invest in yourself and instead of somebody else? So I'm always going to be bullish on real estate, but again, I think it comes back to you being personally ready to invest in your own home rather than listening to everybody else. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this useful, please give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe, all the things. Appreciate it, and we'll see you in our next video.